graphic extras. In this video I'm just going to show you that there's some useful features in Photoshop that maybe you might use, maybe you don't, but certainly something that's really worth checking out, I think, is the grid. Photoshop Grid, very, very useful tool, and it's View, Show and Grid. And you can use the grid to basically lay out designs, especially useful, say, for brushes applied on layers, or maybe custom shapes, or even pattern designs you can sort out using this grid. And it's just great for maybe making a really, I'm just going to quickly use a shape, pixels, and just basically you can just say add a colour there. And you can just make a very, very easy grid just by using the grid tool. Just change the colour there, maybe. But now what I was going to actually show was the actual use with, say, brushes. Now what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to create a new layer. So new layer, and select the brush tool. First thing another thing I should really say with the grid, actually how to actually set the grid up, and that's via the preferences. So preferences does help. Go to the right section, preferences, and guides and grids and slices. That's the key one there. So just go there. When you actually go in there, you'll actually see a number of options. And what I've done here, I've actually set the subdivisions. I actually find subdivision feature not very useful. I mean, maybe some people do, depending on obviously how detailed work you're doing. I find that certainly for me, the grid line just set to 100, just nice and uniform, and so I can lay out things I can do. So it's, I think, much more useful. And you can set the colour, of course, as well. So if you don't want to set it to red, I prefer the grey, to be honest. So I'll just set it back to grey. Right, and you can also set it to other styles. So dashed, you can actually just see it in the background. It's actually gone to dashed lines and dotted. You can't even see the dotted. So obviously it's set that, yeah. So you can actually see it there. Subdivisions, it's got 50. Obviously when it's set to 1, they don't appear. Okay, so I'm just going to put it back to lines. I prefer the lines. That's the default, and it's fine by me. Okay, so once I've actually done that, I've got a new layer over here. You've got layer, and you can just basically just apply a design. I'm not going to go with that. I'm going to go with black. So I'm just going to apply there, and now I can just hold the Alt key down. I can just drag across and quickly create a grid of these polygon designs. You can find the polygon designs on the Graphic Extras website in the polygon section, and you can just do that. Obviously fill the whole grid out if you wish, or maybe miss one out. Just missed a line there. Okay, so simple, easy way of using the grid. And you can also, when you've got a grid, you can actually see basically where you are positioning things instead of just applying them randomly, thinking, oh, that sort of looks okay. You can actually use a grid to structure your work far better. Anyway, and also, of course, you could save it when you're using with web pages. You can actually just sort of define web pages much easier using this grid tool. Anyway, hope you found this of interest.